Good afternoon. Maybe it's still morning. It depends on how your day has been so far. I hope it's been productive. There is a lot going on in this town today. This year has been a huge leap for all of us. And so I want to take a moment, though, and not only thank Goldie and the FedScoop team for putting this on. This is a fantastic venue. And I think it's important for us to celebrate 15 years. What FedScoop does for us and leadership in this community is incredible. And so thank you all, and thank you all as an audience. We couldn't do that without you. I think your support and your contributions are also what makes this happen. For me, customer experience, CX, is a subcomponent of an overarching experience management, XM, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about CX. This is what you came for. But I want to dribble into maybe some digital experience and then the overarching experience management framework. And I think that the theme of this year's Fed Talks is spot on. So thank you for the opportunity to talk about customer experience. We're all driving modernization and efficiencies. And I think the underpinning element there is the user experience. And that's why I wanted to frame this as an experience management focus. And so with that, we are prioritizing that user experience, not only at Commerce, but across the federal government with your help in industry and partnerships across us all. While I kicked this off with a profound transformation that we started this year with, I think it's important to note that I'm not going to talk about AI. I'm not going to talk about zero trust. Those are all critical functions, but I want you to understand how CX and XM rolls up into that space, because without that understanding and that focus, we're not able to achieve the outcomes. And the outcomes are really realized by that user experience, while AI and zero trust gives us the framework to ensure a simple, seamless, and secure user experience. That's our mantra. That's what we're driving. When I say we, that's not me, that's not Commerce, that's all of us. That's what we're putting together. It's a development and it's a continual optimization in that space. So at Commerce, I want to highlight something we just did recently that hopefully resonates with all of you. We set those goals based on the new administration, but that's not just what's driving us. It's a founding principle. It's the foundation, the bedrock that we're using to build upon and continue to evolve in. And so that customer experience starts with that digital foundation. And I promised I would weave in the digital experience. There you have it. There's the plug. So hopefully you, whether it's CX or DX or any of the other verticals that you practice in or experts in, you'll be able to make that connection. For us, that digital foundation is how we began to kind of build that big, beautiful house and get those elements in order and understanding what we had to have a pulse of in terms of that user experience. The pulse is, how are we affecting the American people? How are we affecting that endpoint, that user experience? We use a lot of tools. We use a lot of sensors in the fabric that we talked about. And I want to thank Mr. Copeland for giving us a plug in the national weather. That's a great example, right? That has a direct user experience. You go to these things, you trust on that for health and safety. That's something that NOAA provides for all of us. That's a pulse of what we have to be in tune with. So it is about performance management, but it's the correlation of how customer experience relates to that. So this administration was focused on how are we going to get more efficient about delivering information to the American people. So we started in Commerce with our websites. While we only had about 10% of the federal government, we real quickly realized that it had a bigger impact. So we didn't just do this because we were voluntold or that we thought it was smart. We realized that we had to do that. And so what we did is we identified all of the duplicative websites and how we could streamline those and make those more efficient with human-centered design, that user experience in mind on the forefront. That's where we were able to plug in the performance metrics and the sensors and have that human in the loop, that feedback, give us back raw data. Again, that's the pulse, to know that we're doing the right things and we're doing them well. So we didn't just do that to do it because it was right, but we realized that it was going to be a tremendous gain, and we have realized that. That turned into something bigger. And this is probably another key point. This isn't about CX. It's just a use case example that should scale and resonate with all of you. So what we did is we delivered on that expectation. But we also partnered with the Office of Management Budget and said, you know what? This is something that we can scale across all of government. It may not serve everything, but it's the framework. And so we launched that with OMB. It's not necessarily a shared service, but it's a playbook that the rest of us in the federal government could use, because we all have that same mantra to impact the value we drive for the American people. And so that's huge. I think I have to weave in some sort of workforce training element, because if our workforce and the American people aren't aware of what we're delivering, then the value may be tapped out or it hits a ceiling. And so what we did is we actually kicked off a campaign. We're in the second year of this, just started the second year of this, and it's really CX training for our leaders. We needed to start from the top down. So when I say workforce, it's at every layer, but if our leaders don't understand how that pulse and that data feed that's coming back and how it aligns with the impact that they're leading across federal government for the American people, then it wasn't going to have the total impact that we were trying to make. So that's a huge piece of what we're proud of. And that does extend into the OMB partnership for the rest of the federal government and our partners. We did that. We did all of that. We started in my office of the CIO, but we also did that by collaborating across commerce and expanding that across that space that is in my house. And that's how we grew into the OMB space and other federal agencies. I think it has an impact in the state and local governments as well. So I touched on our house, my house, commerce, and the digital foundation and what we've done there. I think it's important to note that these are critical steps on the CX journey. I didn't touch on everything. I just hit a few that I thought were important to us and would resonate with you. I think you need to take away that this is a long-term journey, and it's going to bob and weave and change as we go, whether the administration demand changes or your feedback loop influences how we're going to shape that going forward into the future. So with that, I think the key point is the performance management, the measurable system that we put in place. If you don't have that already, work with us. I'm happy to partner with you. OMB is happy to partner with you. And I look forward to hearing all the rest of you and the topics we cover for the rest of the day. Thanks for being here.